Hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're having an amazing weekend. Let's get right to the charts as Bitcoin is right now trying to reclaim the weekly pivot as you can see right here. So basically yesterday we did have our support line right here as you can see, and basically I was expecting for price to eventually come down right here and then get this bounce for another retest of the weekly pivot. But as you can see right now, price is basically front running this level right here. And if we take a local Fibonacci, you can see right here we are actually front running even the local Fibonacci golden pocket. Basically the 618 was around 87.7k, and the price basically front ran this level as you can see with this wick right here. But we needed some cool off for the indicators. As you can see on the 1 hour time frame, for example, the RSI got oversold right here below the 20 line, and right now we are having a bit of a relief to the upside around 2.3%. But as you can see, after the bearish divergences right here, price did drop around 6.3%. And as you can see, right now it is basically weekend price action, so nothing much going on right here. But still on this move, if we look at the open interest, we are finally getting some open interest back into the market. As you can see right here, it has started rising after falling significantly. Finally, we are seeing some open interest coming in back into the market, but not as much as I would like to see. So still, in my opinion, we may be due for a bit of a short squeeze, since as you can see we still have this liquidity left on the top side around 94.4k. Basically right here is where price might go up before going down again to basically test this all of this level right here that I have set up. As you can see, if we look for Bitcoin on the hard time frame, basically our RSI momentum is right now sitting around the middle line, so this could go as you know either way. We might see a one more final push towards the upside for the daily RSI momentum to go basically towards the 80 line to get over to get in that overbought territory, and then this is potentially where we might look for this continued trend to the downside. Of course, this will take some time to play out. This won't happen overnight. It will take, in my opinion, a couple of weeks, since right now Bitcoin would be, in my opinion, consolidating for a bit after such a massive drop towards the downside. Basically, we have 4.5 weeks of completely selling pressure right here, as you can see. And basically after such a move, we do get a couple of weeks like this right here. So I would be potentially expecting that we get a couple of weeks like this in this range, like back in April. So this was basically from the beginning of March all the way towards middle of April, until we got some trend setting up again. So it might be the same for right here. We might get another 3 to 4 weeks basically by the until the end of December before we decide for another trend. But as you know, on the monthly time frame, this triple bearish divergence right here is still very heavily pushing price down. So it will need to, in my opinion, have some significant sweep of the lows right here before we can say, okay, right now the downtrend is over, I am going long, or I am buying spot. So until then, as I said, I would be looking for a potential sweep of the lows right here. But as I said, this will take some time to play out. Now let's look at Ethereum for a bit. As you can see, Ethereum right now also front running the Fibonacci golden pocket right here, and also the weekly pivot. We did not get quite a sharp drop, even though Bitcoin fell around 6%. It also fell around 5.5%. So basically, it is showing some strength right here. If we also look at the ETH compared to Bitcoin chart, you can see it is starting to look very nice for a potential breakout. This right here might be considered a bullish flag happening right here. So basically this pattern is consolidating, and then once it gets tight like right here, we would be seeing a breakout to the upside, potentially for a quick old season happening. Of course, this might range for a lot longer, as you know, but this is just something that I wanted to show you, since ever since this bottom right here, it has been gaining some very nice momentum. Solana also, as you can see right now, I think it is one of the, basically Ethereum is above the weekly pivot, Bitcoin also above the weekly pivot, but Solana is below it, as you can see right here, right now trading at 133. Also not much happening since, as I said, it is the weekend. And so basically I would be expecting for Solana either a front run or another test of those lows right here before potentially going further up. The stock market on the weekly time frame, as you can see, did actually close bullish. The S&P 500 is very near towards the all-time highs, as you can see, unlike the Nasdaq, but still both of them are looking very bullish on the weekly time frame, and potentially with the new weekly candle we might see next week or in the coming weeks new all-time high for the stock market, unlike Bitcoin. But we also do have next week, as you can see on Wednesday, the FOMC meeting. Basically fund rates are expected to be cut by a 0.25%. So this would be also some very big volatility coming into the market on Wednesday, and we might see that trend shift while this is happening. The fear and greed index for Bitcoin is right now sitting at around 21. Basically, we are almost again touching that extreme fear zone we have been for the past weeks and month. You can see in that fear, but we might dip down to that extreme fear territory again. The ETF inflows for the week, basically we did have overall 3 green days and 2 red days, but as you can see, the significant difference is that the red days were very much stronger than the green ones. We basically had just around 8.5 million, 58 million of inflows, 54, and then we have 200 million, over 200 million actually, of outflows. So significantly more sales in the spot ETF, since as you know we are in a downtrend still. The long versus shorts ratio for the weekend, as you can see, is right now more sellers into the market, more buyers, excuse me. You can see we do have more buying pressure since the open interest is going up right here, and we did actually try to get a nice move, but as you can see, price still rejected and is right now still consolidating, since as you can see the volume is very low during the weekend. So we might see some volatility happening on Sunday, basically at the end of the weekend. And I think this covers it for today, guys. I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.